I'm kind of an Ellen fangirl, truth confession. I'm like, I get to share this space with Ellen. Makes me happy every time. I was actually thinking if we did some kind of workshop, it could be like Madam Sparkles and the Minister of Night. We could work on your name, Madam Sparkles, but my last name's Night, Minister of Night. But also, I like talking about the Valley of Shadows. I like talking about the darkness and the nighttime. So, just for an example, today's Mother's Day, and I just acknowledge that this is not a happy day for some people. Some people experience grief, loss, regret, infertility. There's a wide variety of human experiences, and this is not always an easy day for people. So I want to acknowledge that. But when I think about Mother's Day and mothering, I do think about nurturing. I think about nurture. And there's several ways that I enjoy nurturing, and one is food. One is definitely food. Now, I'm kind of like just one step up from scavenger. I'm kind of like, you gonna eat that? I mean, like, my dinner last night was 2 pieces of bread and avocado and some Taco Bell hot sauce. So that's a meal for me. But there are people that I so appreciate the givingness of food. I'm from a big family. We do big gatherings at Thanksgiving and Christmas and spring break. And my sister Helen, she'll plan the menu, go buy groceries. She'll bring all kinds of bags and boxes of food. She's prepped a lot in advance. Then she's in the kitchen making appetizers and casseroles and pies and brownies and full meals. And I just so appreciate that nurturing, that people who feed people. So if you're one of those, just know that you're very, very appreciated. And it's not just a woman thing, of course. Just another example, my brother-in-law, Jim, he's Italian heritage. And the last spring break, he made this huge platter of spaghetti. We had, 15, 18 people together. And it wasn't like I would make spaghetti, like open a jar. No, he's like pressing garlic and cutting onions and tomatoes and all these spices and this beautiful, savory, hot platter of spaghetti. So it's not just nurturing the body. When I was thinking about this talk, I was thinking, well, I could talk about nurturing the body, the mind, the spirit. But no, when I've been out for a full day of activities and hiking and playing with kids, and then dinner time, and there's this huge platter of homemade fresh spaghetti, that's nurturing a lot more than just my body. That's nurturing my very soul. So again, we all can nurture. We all have some maternal mothering spirit that we can bring into the world. And as Dawn mentioned in the opening, that's what we do as unity. We have a human experience that involves duality, multiplicities, polarities, and we can have this human experience while still standing in oneness. So we can experience hot and cold and left and right and progressive and conservative and male and female and the full spectrum of all of it, and we can still embody oneness, come from oneness, reveal the oneness that is. And that's who we are and what we do as unity. So maybe you can call to mind somebody who nurtures you with food or feeding people. Or again, if you're one of those people, thank you for that. And another way that I think of nurturing is nurturing curiosity, nurturing interests. And my mother did this for me, which I just always appreciate. And you remember when you were a kid, maybe you had an interest for a week or a month or a year, and maybe you weren't even that great at it. So it's not just nurturing talent, but just nurturing curiosity. And you can see this with kids. I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, so they'll be interested in origami, and they'll get books and colored paper, and they'll make little animals and stuff. Or they'll be interested in making things with Legos, or painting, or singing, or slime. Slime was a thing. You have people in your life? Yeah, you get some glue, just like some school glue, and you mix in some borax, or some people do it with contact. So anyway, just a couple of ingredients, and you've got slime, and then you can mix in food coloring and glitter, and you can accessorize your slime. I mean, this was a thing So this, just nurturing interest, just, Mom, go to the store and buy me some glue, okay, When I was a kid, I loved reading. So my mom would take me to the library. And that first library card, that was like a golden ticket. It's like, I can go into this building and get books, multiple books, like all the books I want, and you'll trust me to bring them back, and I would. And so just being open to that, acknowledging what people are interested in, what they're curious about. When I was a kid, I had Barbie dolls. I guess a lot of people had Barbie dolls, but I like to pretend like mine were Indians. I like to pretend like they were indigenous people, and my parents had this decoration that was these two wooden canoes. They were like real canoes, hollowed out and everything, and the Barbies fit in the canoes really well. And so my mom made me little Barbie outfits that were like fake fur, so they looked like little indigenous people, so I could explore down the river in the canoe with the little dolls. So it's just that, again, honoring everybody in our lives who saw our curiosity, saw our interest. There's somebody who taught you the names of birds, who taught you the names of flowers, the names of plants, the names of insects. And maybe you can remember that wonder of knowing that there's different kinds of animals and plants and beings in this world, and they have names, and we can categorize that way. So we honor that. And then another way I think that we honor and nurture is by honoring and nurturing courage and responsibility and self-esteem and some independence. And for me, part of this is honesty. It's being honest with children, being honest with everyone. But just for an example, with my mom, I knew that I could ask her any question and she would give me an honest answer. Age appropriate, of course, but I could bring her and ask her, what is the meaning of this word that I knew, might not be something people talk about a lot, or some experience or something I overheard. So not lying to kids, basically, being honest. And I think that includes being honest that there's pain in life. There's a Buddhist saying that pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. And yeah, that's true. If you live your entire life without suffering, then you have mastered non-attachment. That means you have practiced non-attachment. Hooray, like you're the next Buddha. Great. We honor you. But for me, I want to be attached. I'm attached to some things. I'm attached to some people and concepts and ideas and awareness. And yes, that means I'm going to suffer sometimes. Because you know what? People die. They move away. They do things you don't expect. They make interesting decisions. So, but I'm open to that, right? I'm open to the fullness of the human experience. So I say yes to life, to all that means. And so, where are you being nurtured in your life? What is nurturing you? And can you do more of that? Can you spend more of your time, your day, your activities doing what nourishes you? And if there's things that you feel like you're called to do that are yours to do and you're not being nurtured by them, maybe there's some reframing. Maybe there's something you can release about that, and then try to find some enjoyment. Try to turn some of this, I don't really want to do this isn't fun, into this is mine to do, and I'm happy to show up, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to do this, and be the best that I can. And ask for help. That was a hard one for me, because I'm independent, I can do it all, but you know what? You don't get bonus points for doing everything by yourself. So asking for help is it's a growth opportunity for a lot of us, I think. And then I would ask, where is this community nurturing? I know when I drive up, and I always have a sense of peace and excitement and joy when I come here. What is it that's nurturing about this community? Is it your beautiful grounds and your labyrinth, the details, the attention to detail, the warm people, the commitment, the dedication, the fact that you're adding on, there's something new out there since the last time I came, a pavilion. I look forward to seeing that. So how is this community nurturing? And I know that over the past couple of years, a lot of us got used to doing church online and doing meetings and other things online. And that's effective, that works. But I realized that, like online, maybe only 2 of your senses are engaged. Maybe your sense of sight, your sense of hearing. But when we're present in person, then all of our senses can be engaged. And our senses are the way that our divine being interacts with our human being. So through our senses are the bridge, the connection, the interface between the eternal, the spirit, the soul, and this human experience that we're having. So the more that we can engage our senses, sometimes the more present that we can become, the more we can get out of that experience. So if you're enjoying services online, great. If you can get here, even better, because then people will hug you if you want to be hugged. So again, we can embrace the fullness of the human experience. The masculine, the feminine, the solar energy, the lunar energy, as some people are calling it nowadays. The joy and the suffering. The light and the dark. The times of confusion and the times of clarity. The problems and the solutions. So as unity, we put our arms around all of it. So we can live in the world, but not of the world. So that we can embrace this human experience, be compassionate about it, walk with other people when they're suffering, when they're in the dark. And we know that we have the light within. And we can allow this light to emerge through us. That we can reveal and be revealed as one humanity, one people, one love, one light. And that is our calling, and that is our joy. Thank you.